Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast for February 29th through the 6th of March 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to this type of astrology, be sure to click the link for more information because the signs are different. All right, so Sagittarius, this week we've got Chiron going conjunct with the South Node. So this is another healing sort of aspect. This one's going to be at the weekend. So as we approach the weekend, this will be emphasized. But it's already been a very healing time, especially for you because Jupiter has been opposed up to Chiron. So it's been about healing that life path, healing your guys' identity and future goals and things of that nature. But now with Chiron and specifically with the South Node, it's about old energies being released in order to make way for these new ones and to really have a spiritual foundation in which to launch into a longer life journey. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like for you personally. You've got the South Node in your fourth house, which is about your roots in life. So this has been, over the past couple of years, finding that balance between the over or under extremes of this area of your life, of home, of family, your roots, your health, your emotional body, just all in all, the things or people or situations that you're emotionally and sentimentally connected with. And so as you've been finding that middle path, and it's not been very conscious, but it's just been kind of happening on, it's kind of like that autopilot with the South Node. It's been this ongoing releasing energy. And so the unhealthy elements of it have been released over the past couple years. And so now it's finishing up. You've got the South Node shifting into your third house now. And so this is all about, for this week in particular, finishing up any old wounds, any old things that you might be healing, any over-under extremes relating to that area. Now, it does come specifically with the importance of having gratitude, and acceptance for these areas of life as well. Because sometimes with the South Node, we're kind of either obsessed about it or yearning for it. And this is, an aspect of the ego or of the physical self that is trying to hold on to the older energies in some sense. So being aware of that is really the key. Having gratitude, having acceptance for the things that you do have in your life involving this area liberates you. And that's the spiritual liberation that is that South Node, and all of that can be quite healing. So again, this is all for that foundation to launch you into this North Node much more healthfully, which is the future life path unfoldment, which for you has been shifting into your ninth house. So the ninth house is the house of adventure, of life path in and of itself, your life purpose, the adventurous spirits of life, philosophy, spirituality, higher learning, higher wisdom. So adventure, travel for some of you. So this is the theme for the next 2 years in terms of where you have a lot of growth and even where you have a lot of opportunity with Jupiter. So it's all sort of reflective, okay? And you guys are in a reflective state too because your ruler Jupiter is retrograde. So it's still mulling it over. It's still trying new things with it. But I think as we approach the weekend, having that awareness, spiritual awareness of where we can liberate ourselves spiritually can help us move into this life path much more helpfully. So let's go and look at your graph, your transit graph leading into this weekend. You do have Venus sextiling up to Saturn and Uranus this early to middle part of the week. So with this, you've, I think, been enjoying maybe the simple pleasures of life lately with Venus in your second house, maybe the good meal, the relaxation, the finances perhaps for some of you, but all in all, just really connecting to your values. And whatever those values are can be quite enjoyable. So that's a good early part of the week for that stuff. Could also be good for trying new things, maybe breaking up that routine since Venus rules your sixth house, maybe something new and different with groups or friends or community stuff. And but all in all, really just it's just grounding. Saturn's here in your 12th house, which has been helping you learn spiritual discipline. The importance of having that patient approach to rest, to relaxation, to that spiritual time out, and doing whatever it is that's needed to build those things in your life so you can have that much more of a foundation there. But those things come easy, so it could be relaxing also. But all in all, I think especially with the values, enjoying those, mixing things up, trying something new, as well as the routine and maybe even group stuff can be very solidifying and exciting this early part of the week. But it's just an opening, and it depends a lot on your personal charts. But it is an opening for that, at least on some level. Then as we approach the weekend, Mercury does shift into Aquarius. So there's shifting energy of, for you, your minds, of relationship, of career, which is shifting into an area which is much more practical. So I think just all in all, I think you probably find you're communicating more, wanting to learn, exchange with relationships, maybe with work, you got a more practical mind. And with Mercury in the third house, you might just be communicating more, or there's just more information coming at you. It could be a busier time or whatnot. So it's good. It's really grounding the practical side of life, which has been an area of uncertainty, and there's been a lot of faith and trust needed with this immediate stuff. But Mercury in here helps you work with it on that mental level. And this is going to be the energy of the solar eclipse as we go into next week, which is going to be involving that third and fourth house of yours. So it's good to kind of work with that as we approach the weekend. Now, on the weekend, we do have that Mercury squaring up to Mars, so taking it nice and slow. In fact, also the Sun will be squaring up to Saturn. So this third house is getting this grounded treatment over the weekend. So when it does come to the learning, the reading, the communicating, the exchanging, bringing that grounded, mature approach, which is Saturn, and at the same time, too, being aware of any self-orientation, self-interest that might come about, that might be, again, an over or under extreme. Because the squares do have a tendency to imbalance the energies. And so being aware of that helps balance that out. And that could be maybe wanting to assert yourself with the organizations, groups, your ideals, your visions, progressive things, which has been Mars in your 11th, which is great. And that can be very good to implement and ground with that daily sort of energy of the third. So it's all about constructively working on it. I think it's great for getting that rest and relaxation as well with Saturn, and maybe just being open to learning new things could be good. Then the Sun does sextile up to Pluto going into Monday, so there is this new shift, and this is this ongoing shift which has been taking place with your life path, with Pluto in your first house. And so that's going to be subtle, but I think after Saturn leaves that Sun alone, it kind of eases things up a little bit with that more expansive view of life that you have. That allows, I think, this new insight or new feeling of change and healthy intensity that's shaping up and shifting going into next week. But the strongest energy of the weekend is going to be that Chiron South Node conjunction. Again, that healing with the roots of your life, the emotional body, the past, the reflection, all of this. It's more spiritual, it's more internalized, not so much consciously. But as you do that healing internally, and again, have that acceptance and gratitude for those things, it builds that foundation for that healthy new life path shift, which is taking you into a much more expansive part of the chart for the next 2 years. All right, Sagittarius, so have a great week. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you guys all next week.